Call of Duty pros are angry or have some words to say about Activision hosting their $250,000 Modern Warfare tournament. What they have to say about it is that there are certain players and competitors and streamers that they chose and they handpicked that are in question. That they kind of feel like, why are these guys the ones picked? So here's an article. Dexerto wrote this article saying here that Activision has handpicked 20 streamers, Twitch streamers, to compete for a $250,000 prize pool, and some of the streamers include Call of Duty streamers such as TP, Hitch. There's a lot of Fortnite streamers like Symphony. There's some GTA role players, Lord Kibun, Spaceboy, and Overwatch Pro Seagull. There's some Call of Duty players such as Aches as well, but there are certain players. After looking at this list of people I just mentioned, some of them don't even play Call of Duty. So there's some players like Symphony who religiously plays Fortnite. Like he plays other games as well. There's Overwatch stars. There's GTA role players here. But it's kind of interesting that there are players like Crim6 who is not joining. Pomage from FaZe who is not joining. So people like Scump aren't in it, aren't included. Formal is included, and all these guys had things to say. So from this Exerto article, there is they wrote about Pomage, who's a FaZe clan member, super popular. He usually makes Call of Duty content, but Pomage also does like, am I saying right? Pomage, right? That's how he's saying it. He usually makes like other content as well, not Call of Duty wise. So like he's just a content creator in general. And it's interesting that someone like him is not picked for something like this. Like it seems like him and Crim6 and all those Call of Duty guys seem like very. It seems like this is their field, while Activision is picking people like Seagull, who Seagull literally just plays Overwatch because he's an Overwatch pro, and it just doesn't make sense. So these guys are voicing their opinions on this, and yeah, there's other players here that are on this article, and yeah, it's interesting to see that they aren't picking or they aren't inviting these Call of Duty stars. And yeah, I don't know if there's anything you want to say about that.
Well, yeah, my take on it is like, imagine being the viewer of this tournament and you're like a diehard Call of Duty fan. The last thing I want to see is like Symphony playing in my game that I take pride in. Because one thing that you should know about gamers, they're super prideful in their games. If you're like a Call of Duty player, like you're a Call of Duty player. If you play Fortnite, then you just play Fortnite. And people are very territorial about the video games that they play and stuff like that. And it's also a slap in the face to these like these Call of Duty guys, the Call of Duty personalities, whether they're like a pro player, like Crim6 or whatever, or even if they're just a content creator like Pomage, who you think would like do good in a tournament like this. And it's just kind of a slap in the face to these guys. Like, where's their shine? This is 250K too on the line. And like, yeah, I get that there are Call of Duty personalities in here, like Hutch, who's like an OG Call of Duty, like probably the godfather of like where we are right now when it comes to like content creating for Call of Duty. But like, I still don't understand why they went for other guys that aren't even part of the Call of Duty scene, and it kind of sucks, especially for someone that watches a lot of like Scumpy and Time to Pound guys. I don't know.
And the Time to Pound guys also they also tweeted out saying that this is not like verbatim, but pretty much they're saying how they didn't invite them because they'd smack the competition, or they're just talking smack about them because obviously, like, why would you not invite someone like Scumpy and all those guys? But at the same time, maybe Activision's trying to take a different approach because they know they would rather maybe expand their audience and not give it to the Call of Duty guys who are already making money off Call of Duty. I don't know, but it also doesn't make sense for, like, again, the viewer, because I want to watch Scump play. I would rather watch these two, Scump and Formal, play in a setting like this, because then that's when their time to shine to see if they're actually sick. But I don't know, it's kind of weird. So at the same time, I don't know what Activision is trying to do here. They did go with this approach, and it went well. the thing ended yesterday, and the guys who won were actually TP and Vivid. Who TP was a former professional player, and Vivid's a Fortnite streamer. They took first place, and I don't know what they ended up coming home with, but they won. So congrats to TP and Vivid. But again, can't lie, if Scump and Former were there, I don't know. That would have been. It would have been interesting, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, like you mentioned, it could be a thing where they're trying to like expand their audience. So instead of like targeting the hardcore Call of Duty fan, they're like, oh, okay, let's go attack these Overwatch guys. Let's go check on these GTA,
guys and the GTA
role players. Let's go check on these Fortnite guys and see if they'd be interested. I think that's the wrong way to approach it, especially for something like this. This is like the first time they've done something like this for this game so far. And if they wanted to do it, maybe establish like an audience first and show what this tournament would be about. But I don't know. I would have rather seen like Scump and some 100 Thieves guys or whatever, as opposed to Symphony, who I expect to go crank 90s instead of try to like, I don't know, drop shot some dude.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I mean, they did also do like that Mountain Dew thing where they had celebrities and Call of Duty players like a few months ago, and then they had big players like Scump and all those guys. But I don't understand why you can't invite them over to here. Maybe they just don't want them to get the bag. Like it's like they're pro shoot. Maybe because they're like pros and they don't want to just dominate. But again, it's weird. I definitely, I don't know. I don't really want to watch Symphony like play. I would rather watch Bambino play if that's the case. Nothing to him though. I like Symphony and all, but yeah, again, I want to see him like crank 90s and build like ramps and stuff. But I don't know. Maybe they're trying to expand. That's my theory. An interesting take on an interesting way, an angle for them to approach this. And yeah, it looked like it went pretty well. There was like a pretty good amount of people that watched it. And again, congrats to TP and Vivid for winning that. And there you go. That's Call of Duty. That's their Call of Duty news for today.